Today's video is presented by Notes and Clips. Head to notesandclips.com and use the code Badower25 for a 25% discount. They tell us with Souls-like games to just get good. Apparently results matter, but no one actually cares how we get there. So I'm going to help you get good with 2 quality of life upgrade tips today in Elden Ring. I've chosen these to help you get started in the early game without giving you any spoilers. After I show you these 2 tips, I'm going to outline what I feel are some great areas and activities to go do, as well as some general tips about approaching Elden Ring as a whole. The first thing and the worst thing about all Souls-like games, including Elden Ring, is losing your runes. So let me show you an early game rune farm where you can make about 4,000 runes a minute, more if you're faster. The point is, it'll take all the stress out of dying. You'll be able to practice and get better, get gooder, without feeling the pressure of losing all your progress. The second tip is about the right weapon. Elden Ring's most powerful offensive mechanic is bleed. As you hit an opponent with a weapon that has the bleed ability, it'll fill up an unseen bleed meter. When this meter hits the max, you'll trigger an amount of damage equal to a percentage of the monster's health. 1,000,000 hit points? Whatever, we're taking you down, buddy. What's better than 1 weapon with bleed? How about 2 weapons with bleed? And how about dual wielding them with their own unique effective combo? If you followed my last guide and chosen the samurai as your starting class, I'm going to get you a second Uchigatana. Dual wielding these puppies is going to turn you into a blender of death. Well, maybe not exactly, but in a game of micro-leveling where every level feels additive, 2 Uchigatanas is going to feel like a force multiplier. Let's get started, and I'd like you to begin with the Gil Lake North. Let's go get ourselves the rune farm. Grab a steed. You just hit sprint once and he just starts taking off. You're gonna ride down here. At night, there is a very powerful bad guy there. We're going to ignore them. We're going to follow the road off here down to the left. Now, I do recommend at one point going through and fighting all these things. I made a point to kill everything at least once. These guys here. What I would like you to do is we're going to make for that giant arch. Again, one of the things about this game is you see things, go for them. That giant arch is our next target. You do not have to fight those skeletons, those undead. Don't know what they are. Are they tarnished that have not lost the sight of grace? Alright, actually, we don't need to clear out those guys. Although I do recommend you do. But for the point of this, all those demi-humans underneath. Just fun. I'm going to go to that ruined church. This scarab here will give you a health bonus, I believe. Now, the other cool thing is, remember, you can actually just ride over skulls with Torrent, who will automatically break them, and then you can just press F to pick them up. This is a troll. I'm just going to walk. A lot of cool things happen at this church. Well, a lot of cool things to find at this church. We have a site of grace. Now, I'm going to show you the rune farm. Just so you're not stressed. You're going to run around here. You're going to find a little river. You're going to run to the edge of the river. And you're going to see a teleporter here. How would one normally find this teleporter? Harley sells the location of it. You still have to find it yourself. Now, this guy, we are not going to find him. We are going to call Torrent, and we are just going to leg it all the way past him. Now, these little guys do give a good amount of XP, and they're a good middle ground rune farm. Do you see that golden bough, that golden tree up ahead? We're going to run by, pressing activate button, and grab the golden seed. That now gives us another use of our flasks. We're going to run down here. We're going to come down to this side of grace. We're going to activate it, so just in case we die, we'll appear right back here. Oh, dragon up ahead. You want to do this during the daytime. There is a very powerful enemy that guards a bridge at night. Remember to put your health back on. I've now got 5 potions now. Doing pretty well. Much easier, and they're all powered up. You're gonna come up this rise. Come along here. As you see that go towards the light. This almost looks like a path here. You're gonna see these little guys. Now these guys are problematic. You don't want to fight them right now. And these little black things on the ground are traps. So you want to try and avoid them. They're all gas traps. Whoops, got one. You can see as you build up, when that poison meter gets to the top, you become poisoned. The reason why I rest is because on this bridge, there is a rider, a large mounted knight that will kick your butt. And there is the side of grace up ahead. Mounted combat is a whole thing in this game. And again, really, really enjoyable. All right, crouch to get off your horse. So here's what you're gonna do. Here's how the grind is gonna work. You are going to appear. You're gonna summon your steed. You're gonna climb on. You come down this path. Now watch, I'm at 55 runes, okay? I run to basically this clump of grass. As soon as I see that flash, double jump, look at my runes. 1,952 just from dodging that boulder. You run back up. Get off your horse, get off torrent, rest, that resets the boulder, get back up. Summon torrent. Run down this path. When you get to about this clump of grass, turn, jump, jump. There we go. 2007 plus another 1952. You can see that it's very, very easy. When you lose your runes, just teleport back here. If you die, if you get stressed, just go back to that rune farm. You will get your runes back very, very quickly. If you find an item that you can't use and you're very close to unlocking the stats, like leveling up 3, can be done very, very quickly there. We're gonna run up here. The first option is dual wielding the Uchigatana. Probably the easiest of the runs, but not the best of the weapons, I don't believe. I will show you where the second one is afterwards. Having 2 Uchigatanas is definitely gonna help you out. All right. We're gonna run, all the way through here. We got a lump of flesh. Whoops. You'll be right. Just keep running. Did you put all those points into vigor? Hopefully you did. You're gonna make it. Just keep going by this guy. He's got his little horn. See, that's what it sounds like. Everybody's on their way. Grab this tree. I'm gonna keep following roads here. Now, I do recommend that you come back and you explore all these areas. It's raining wolves. I do not know where they came from. And, right here, this little cave. That should pop up in... There it is. You can see that blue line in the sky. And right over here, I really feel like having 2 Uchigatanas is a lot of fun. Now look, I really urge you, come back, explore all these areas. Really just see everything there is to find along the way. Know that you've got a couple campfires ahead of you that we've unlocked together. You need to go through this camp. Where is it? There. Love these guys. Just like they're all chilling. We're just like making our way through. Sorry. You could here. Up here. There we go. And there it is. Okay. Now, I really want you to explore this dungeon fully. I'm going to show you just one way in and one way out, and then... So you're going to come in, and the answer is left. Alright? First, we're going to rest. I don't think I got hit, but we're going to rest. We've unlocked the side of grace, so this way, if you die within the dungeon, you will now appear. There is always a side of grace at the start of every dungeon. Let's do this. Grab a second Uchigatana. Come in, big door. This is where the boss will be. Boss is always behind that door. Once you finish the dungeon, it will unlock. Run down. We go under here. Through this door. Queue up your healing potions. Left, left, and here it is. Alright. Now we run back. Ah, crap. There we go. There we go. Alright. That was a little sweaty, to be honest. Back up the steps. You can see that because we're in combat, our stamina is running down. There's the boss door. We're almost out. Okay. That just reset all the skeletons. Okay, let's go back outside. Let's put the 2 Uchikatanas on. I want you to do 2 things. You're going to open your equipment. You're going to go to your... So this along the top is your right hand. And you can, as you press number 4, it will swap between these 3. This is your left hand. It will swap between these 3 things here. Let's grab the second Uchikatana. Let's unequip this so we don't ever swap into it by accident. That's my normal Uchikatana. That is my strong attack Uchikatana. And my guard now does this cool double combo attack. We are never going to use our left attack again. So what I want you to do is to go into system, go into your keybinds, and you are now going to go down to your attack and defense. You're going to go attack, and you're going to have guard now is going to be your attack. And your attack... There we go. Little mouse maybe. There we go. All right. And then this, we'll just put it as a key we're never going to use. What I've done is my guard ability, which is, you need to think of it as your offhand ability, but because you're now wielding 2 katanas, the offhand ability initiates both weapons. I will never need a single attack ever again. Boom. Now, with my left mouse, you see I'm doing those 2 attacks with 1 button, and that is going to enable me to double the amount of bleed that I've got going on. Between the rune farm and the dual Uchikatanas, you are now off to the races, but what to do first? So your next assignment is you're going to follow this road all the way down south. It will lead to Sir Kenneth's castle. You're going to go in there. You're going to clear it out. There are 2 mini bosses there. It is tiny, it's battlements, it's open, it's really fun. I will warn you that Sir Kenneth isn't so much about the rewards. This whole section that I'm recommending is a bite-sized chunk that will really skill you up. But again, whatever you do, avoid the bears. After you've done Sir Kenneth Height, come back to Aguil Lake North and go as far south as you can. Explore that whole region. It's perfect for you. When you're done there, you have 2 options from Aguil Lake North. East of the Death Touch Catacombs, where you found the second Uchikatana, is a region known as Caelid. This is another and even harder, but finite area, which is where I headed, and I had an absolute blast. But if you're ready to see what you're made of, you can always head north to Stormvale Castle and find the main quest line. You'll face the first main boss there, who's a real skill check, but I'm confident that if you follow this guide and explored everywhere beforehand, you'll rinse him in several goes, no problem. Don't forget to grab that yellow NPC summon on the ground before his fight, and make sure you use your own Spirit Ashes. You, NPC, Spirit Ashes, and dual wielding 2 Uchikatanas, you got this. Before I get to some tips for the future, just a quick word from one of our sponsors, me. I'm a comic book artist and writer. Please go check out my comics, Joker, Harley, Criminal Sanity, and Artemis with Lindsay Sterling. Consider joining my art club, Badower's Badasses, on Patreon, where you can get access to limited edition prints that I'm not able to sell, digital sketches, and even pen and paper sketches. Or join me as I chat about the MCU with my buddy Scott Stewart every 2 weeks on twitch.tv/Jason Badower, or just see what I'm doing on jasonbadower.com. Lastly, if this video or this series on Elden Ring has helped you or encouraged you in any way, even a bit, I'd love you to do a jumping heavy attack on that like button and subscribe for more game coaching, game pitching, and superhero essays. Back to Elden Ring. Is there more to help you? Absolutely. But it's all too far ahead, and I don't want to break the natural order of this beautifully constructed game. Everything I've given you is in the starting area. Because of Elden Ring's micro-leveling system of gradual progression, you won't out-level anywhere. Early areas like the gate front will become easier, but will never become truly effortless. So go explore. The more time you spend exploring, the easier the game will become. And if you're still playing and having a great time 20, 30, 40 hours from now, come back to this checklist of things to keep your eye out for. But for now, just have a listen, put them in your mental back pocket, and save them for later. But I promise, no spoilers other than pure game mechanics. Smithing stones and somber smithing stones. These are to upgrade your weapons. Just like your character can level up, you can level up your weapons. With two Uchigatana's, you only need smithing stones, the lower, more common version of the weapon upgrade resource. The next bleed upgrade weapons, the bandit curved swords, are only a slight upgrade and require, if you're unlucky like me, possibly hours of farming. Your call whether that's worth it for you. If it is, go look up a video on the bandit curved swords. The dual weapon upgrades after those two are a long way away. If you get a new weapon that looks like it has more bleed than the Uchigatana, do make sure that it synchronizes with your current other Uchigatana. Make sure that it has a moveset that works with it. Other katanas will do so. Do not be afraid to experiment with tons of other weapons. The more comfortable you are with different weapons, the better you'll be at fighting them. Two buffs, known as Flame Grant Me Strength and Golden Vow, are essential to your mid and late game, but both are well beyond the early game. Once you're not completely terrified of Caelid, because no one is ever truly not terrified of Caelid, look up Flame Grant Me Strength. After you kill your first drag, because you will kill a dragon, I promise you, and you'll get a dragon heart from it, look up Dragon Communion and how to get the Rotten Breath. With that incantation, you will be able to cheese your way through a lot of bosses. Later on, just having it and not using it gave me incredible confidence. When you make it to a really large underground area, look up the Mimic tier for the best summon in the entire game. What is an ideal playthrough? Elden Ring is so massive, it's not designed to be discovered by one person on one playthrough. You can play it multiple times yourself and still not see everything. So instead, lean on other people's playthroughs. The internet is your friend. FromSoft designed this game to be discovered by a community, so tap into that. Let me recommend two resources that help me immeasurably. Quest lines. There are no markers, no updates, and no intuitive follow-ups for pretty much 99% of the quests. You'll simply walk by them. My FOMO was going absolutely nuts. When you meet someone who actually talks to you that isn't a shopkeeper, chances are they have a quest. Remember, keep talking to them, then record their name and go to fextralife.com. Look that NPC up, then follow the instructions through to the end of the quest line. I found all the quest lines enjoyable. They took me to new locations, I got some pretty cool stuff from doing all of them, and I fought some pretty awesome bosses. Speaking of bosses, if you hit a wall with a boss, go watch someone else fight them on YouTube. I especially like Sweet Johnny Cage. He does a great job of finding a really doable pace of demonstrating the fight. You can then memorize the boss's timing and their moves without having to dodge it all at the same time. I promise you, Elden Ring is one of the greatest gaming challenges that you will surmount. It's one of the great gaming feathers in my cap, and I want you to have that accomplishment too. I believe you can do it. There's nothing in your way now except a really doable challenge, a scalable mountain that I've shown you the path to climb. So go get good. You might not know that I draw most of my art digitally, but when I draw something on an actual piece of paper, it brings so much more meaning to me. In an increasingly digital world, having something physical makes something so much more special. And with that in mind, I'd like to introduce you to Notes and Clips. This is a line of absolutely gourmet stationery. It's all hand designed and developed by two ex-software and IT developers. They want to bring you back to doing things with your own hands with something really beautiful. I know how hard it is to buy great presents for people, but Notes and Clips is now your go-to for amazing prezzies. Look at these incredible stationery boxes. These are the perfect gifts, and they cover a range of interests and styles for anyone who only has to have an appreciation for beautiful design and construction. What about weddings? Is your partner-to-be doing all the work? Get them a stationery kit and the wedding planner bundle. After that, you'll be able to fly under the radar until you got to put your tux or your frock on. And if you know someone who's into stickers, Notes and Clips has you covered. covered. I mean, technically they're stickers, but these are next level. They're hand printed, artisan designed. I'm gonna call them adhesive decorations. You could use them for planners, cards, put them in your kids' lunch boxes, or just anything you want to make look better or feel special. And that's the thing. Everything Notes and Clips has is the perfect gift. And when you gift them, either to yourself or to someone else, please use them. It's all beautiful. It's art, but it's all designed to be used. And with worldwide shipping and tracking, you'll get your next set from the UK in 7 days to most locations. You can go to their site, notesandclips.com, and it'll even convert everything from pounds to whatever your currency is. And I think their price point is a steal for the quality. So either their Etsy store or their website, notesandclips.com, and if you use the code Badower25 at checkout, you'll get an even further 25% off. I don't know where you're going to find handcrafted stationery at this price. I've used so many digital tools, but there's no replacement for something real, something you could see on your desk or on your shelf. And when you go back to basics, you should do it with something beautiful. Thank you, Notes and Clips, for sponsoring today's video. So Jetty, what was it like facing the Tree Sentinel for the first time?
Most people normally think he's like an ally, and you just like go up to him and you try to talk to him, and you're like, oh, that's kind of funny. Why isn't he talking to me? And then he just chops your head off and murders you.
Don't forget the Tree Sentinel.